Hello, everyone. Welcome to the call. Welcome to, we call this Monday with Dale. It was one of my affiliates came up with that name well over a year ago, and it just kind of stuck. Again, welcome. Today, if you don't have one with you, please get paper and pen, because there's going to be a few things I want to give you that you want to write down. Okay. Today, we're going to be talking about the title for today is how to build a strong, sustainable team. And we're going to do this in a way. I'm going to be showing you guys a video that's about 30 minutes long. I personally think it's one of the most powerful videos that you could possibly get on network marketing and how to build a team. So some of you have seen it. Some of you have seen it multiple times. I try to bring it back about once every 2 to 3 months. And it is, to me, it is, if you follow what the video is going to tell you today, you're going to, and you do exactly what she says to do. I am absolutely positively in belief that you will be well on your way within 90 days to financial freedom. Okay, that's how important I think this video is. But before we get started on that, let's talk a little bit for the ones that are here for the first time. Let's talk about why we do this call. Okay, to give you a little bit of the format of how I do this. Every Monday we come on for about an hour, and the first 20 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes, I use to really give out information for the people who are here for the first time. Okay, give you all the information I think you need to succeed. Then usually we either have, for the second 20 minutes of the meeting, I either have an interview with a guest that I've brought on, a strong leader. You know, we've had some seven-figure earners on here before. We've had some people that were great at training, great at doing opportunity presentations. I think I bring on a very strong contingent of people that give you value. And whoever that is, we just chat back and forth. It's more of a conversation that you're kind of listening in on. And people seem to like that better than as far as an interview process, rather than just basically asking questions. We really just chat. And that's what we do with the second 20 minutes. If I don't have a guest, then I try to bring some good training, whether it's training I do on the back office, on the comp plan, or it's maybe a video that I've seen that I think will be of value to all of you. And then if we are interviewing someone, the last 20 minutes, I allow them to train you on what they think would be of value to you. So again, the way we design this is inform the new people for the first 20 minutes, give you some good content over the next 40 minutes, depending on how we do that. But again, I'm trying to bring value every single week, so that when you walk away from this call each week, number one, you're going to be excited about what you learned. Number two, you're going to feel that you got value for what was on the call. And number three, you're going to be intrigued enough so you'll come back to the following meeting, the following Monday, because this is how we build, guys. We build through continuity. We build through people. When I was in Kenya about 3-4 weeks ago, and I got to chatting with a lot of the people, and they told me the thing that they valued most about my call was the continuity. The fact that they knew it was going to be there every week for the most part, unless I was traveling. And we were always bringing good content. And it comes across that I truly want to help you all succeed. So again, why do we do these calls? We do these calls to create a family atmosphere. I want you to feel comfortable after you've been here a while. Feel comfortable with the people that are on this call and with the training that we're giving you, so that you're going to have different WhatsApp groups. You're going to have different Telegram groups. You're going to have different Facebook groups that where you're going to be able to go and meet the people that are on this call and other people, and you can learn from what they have to say. You can ask questions, and people will be willing to share and give you the answers to how they did certain things. And it's also going to give you that ability, when you find a few people that you really connect with, you can separate into separate groups and really get to know them. And many people have, through this call and through calls like this, have found friends that are some of their closest friends and will be their close friends for life. And then when you eventually get to go to convention or something like that and you actually meet people in person, I mean, you already feel like you know them, and it's just like a family reunion. So again, we're trying to create that family atmosphere. We're also trying to help affiliates keep up to date and informed. Network marketing, if you're working with a network marketing company that's doing well, they are constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly reinventing themselves to give you more value. And if you're not connected with a group like this, or through some of the groups that we're going to talk about, it's very easy to get left behind or to get overwhelmed because you're just getting bits and pieces of the information rather than all the information. So again, we're trying to keep you up to date. We're trying to keep you informed. You know, there's especially with My Daily Choice, we're a house of brands. We have 10 different brands under one umbrella, and we're adding new products all the time. We're adding new product lines all the time. And if you're not staying up to date, it's very easy for you to miss out on specials that we have, special sales, you know, a BOGO sale we might have, or new products that are being launched, and you might not even be aware of them, okay? So again, we are trying to keep you informed, keep you up to date, keep you where you can be at the peak of possible success. Communication is key. And because of that, at this point in time, I always give people enough information from me so that they can always have a place to reach out. So first thing you might want to do is write down my personal phone number. I'm willing to give you my personal phone number. Is the +1 802-343-9075. That's the +1 802-343-9075. Now, I do have people sometimes try to call me, and I do a lot of meetings. So it's really hard for me to just pick up the phone and grab a call when somebody calls. If I have the time, I'm more than willing to do that. But if I'm tied up in a call so that I can't do that, please reach out to me on WhatsApp. The number is good for WhatsApp, for Telegram, for Viber, and leave me a message. Okay. And then, you know, from a message board, we can, if you want to talk to me live, we can certainly set up a time. But, and again, if you call me when I'm available, I'll certainly pick up the phone. But many times I see people calling me and I'm right in the middle of a Zoom call or something like this, and I can't answer them. I always feel bad. So, you know, feel free to reach out to me through the text messages. Another thing you might want to know is Facebook. My Facebook page or Facebook connection is facebook.com / Dale Franklin .378. Okay. Facebook.com Dale Franklin .378. So if you want to friend me on Facebook, feel free to do that. I'll always accept your friendships. And by doing that, it will also allow you to connect with me on Messenger. So you see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to give you every possible way you can reach out to me and through me to other people. Now, I get a lot of people ask me questions, and how I answer questions. I believe the old adage from the Bible, you know, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Well, that's the way I operate. If you call me up and you want to know some information, I'm going to show you where the information is, okay, rather than just giving you the answer. That way, the next time you have a question, a similar question, or you have people on your team with that similar question, you're going to know exactly where to go. So we have an incredible, between my websites that I offering information and the website from the company, we have an amazing amount of area where you can get information. So I kind of show you, I create a roadmap. I show you how to get there. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you my share screen here. And we're going to go to dalefranklin.net, this is a website that was created for me by a good friend of mine, Barbara DeZetis, and this really, the value of this, I didn't create this so that you would be pulled away from your own website or anything like that. Why I created this, I wanted you to have a place where you could go and learn as much as possible so you could stay in connection with the overall group. You know, you have Who is Dale. If you want to know more about me, you can certainly click on Who is Dale, and it'll give you a little bit more of my history. We have the blog, which is what we're right here. It tells you what's coming up, what we're doing, who's doing trainings, all kinds of stuff. Then we also have, we're doing some work on products here, so you have a little more information on products. But the big thing is connections. If you go to dalefranklin.net and then click on connections, it's going to take you here. If you scroll down, you can subscribe to my email list. Now, I'm not doing much with that yet, but eventually what I want to do with that is have like a newsletter to keep people up to date through a newsletter. But there's a lot of things I can do to help people if I have your email information. Then down here again, some of the things I've already just told you about. If you want, I try to make it even easier for you. If you want to join, if you want to talk to me on Telegram, and if you don't have Telegram yet, you can go right here to the Telegram application, click on that, download Telegram, and then you can join me. Okay, you can join my Dale Franklin Network Telegram channel. You can join us on the new fun chat Telegram channel, which is a group that's not only my team but a lot of other teams combined together to give us even more diversity and more people that can help us out. You can click here and join me on WhatsApp. I'm going to skip over YouTube. I'll be back to that. Here you can click on here and friend me on Facebook. You can join these Facebook groups. We have the WIN Network is a phenomenal group of affiliates throughout the world that you could go on there and join that. WIN Testimonials is, I think, one of the most powerful things we have, because you have a tremendous amount of people around the world giving testimonials on all of our products. So, you know, it's one thing for somebody to ask you whether or not you like a certain nutritional spray or something like that. It's a totally different thing for them to see a video of somebody who maybe for years has had trouble sleeping, and now they're using our sleep spray and they're able to sleep through the night. I mean, these are emotional. I mean, people telling these stories, sometimes the tears are running down their face because it has changed their life for the better. People respond to that. So again, WIN Testimonials is a great place to go. Team We is, that's Chris Bailey's team. Chris started out in, he's a fantastic leader. He started out in the Washington, D.C. area in the United States. Always wanted to live in Florida, down in Fort Lauderdale. And because of this business, the way it's set up, you can build from anywhere. So he moved to Fort Lauderdale, is building a team down there, but still staying connected with his team in the Washington, D.C. area, and also around the world as he's built. Fun International, Fun House of Brands, Freedom Unified Network. Those are all another group that you can join to keep up to date on the House of the Brands talks about branding, the brands we have. We have ways to go in there and learn about how to connect people with videos that are going to tell them more about the opportunity. So tremendous amount of information here. Let's see, what else do I want to show you? Okay, down here, these Zoom meetings. This is a list that tells you what is going on a daily basis. Okay, every Monday at 11 a.m. There's the Fun Power Push. It's 30 minutes of specific activities to help you grow your business. You know, some people get in this business and they're just not used to, let me just break those two people on there. Okay, good. They're not used to what they should do. They're not quite sure how to start building their team or how to start building sales. And if you go to this and listen to what these leaders have to say, they're going to give you step-by-step specifics on what you can do over a 30-minute period to help you build your team and help you build your business. There again is the meeting that we're having right now with me. There's also some training that we have in the United States that it's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States, which means if the African market wants it, they'd have to get up pretty early, but you're more than welcome to join us if you'd like to. These are also, there are also videos that we copy we copy what we're doing. So if you want to go and look at it at a later date, you certainly can. Same thing with Tuesdays. There's the Boudoir Lounge, talking about some of our products there, makeup tricks and things like that, beauty tips. There's every Tuesday and Thursday, Chris Bailey at the same time that we're doing this right now, he does an opportunity presentation. So if all you got to do in this business is so easy, all you got to do is invite people to to his calls and let him do the presentation for you. So you become an inviter. Just invite as many people as quickly as possible to these calls, and let your friends and people you know make a decision based off of letting somebody else give you some good information on why this business is so great, and how you can succeed with this business. So again, everything's here. You scroll down, you know, one Saturday a month, we have our Super Saturdays, which is about 90 minutes long. And we have multiple trainers that train for 10 or 15 minutes each. So you get a lot of content one Saturday a month. So I want to go back up here real quick to the YouTube. Click on that. Guys, whether you started out with me 2.5 years ago in this company, or you just started today, everything that we have done during that period of time is in here in videos, YouTube videos. So you can come in here, you can see the interviews we did from a year ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever you want to do. You can learn. If you look at some of these, there's opportunity presentations you can download and show to people. There's we just put in an opportunity presentation in French for the people who want a French presentation. We have training on the back office. We have training on our new product, Fuel Factor X. We have the back, like I say here, back office orientation. We've got a lot of different things that can help you build your business, and you just go through and pick out what you want to help you. And if you have a certain trainer that you want to work with, the odds are I probably interviewed them sometime along the way, and you can just kind of scroll down through, find them, and listen to what they have to say. So again, and also you can go to playlists if you prefer to do it that way. And you can break things down by, okay, training videos, Spanish subtitles, opportunity presentations, comp plan, French subtitles, just goes on and on and on. And the one we just created that I'm kind of proud of is right here. This, for if you're just getting started and you're wondering, okay, what do I need? What are this, you know, I'm kind of overwhelmed by everything everybody's telling me about. What do I really need? What's the core I need? And we created that just here, a starter set. Okay. You got the Chris Bailey opportunity presentation. You could use that to show people. We got the relationship mapping that's going to show you how to build a team. And we're going to be doing, I'm going to be showing you this video today. And the reason I show videos that are easily accessible to you anyway, you know, when I was in high school, you know, they'd always give us homework. I never did the homework, but I did good in school because I always listened in class. And so, and whenever I'm doing trainings for people live, I've often noticed when I have done a presentation and showed a video, I can tell from their eyes that even though it's in their back office or even though it's accessible to them, many people hadn't seen it. So I believe in force feeding. Okay, so that's why we're going to show this training today. But you have the relationship mapping. You have the back office training, which I did back in May. And this is constantly changing because we're constantly adding more enhancements to our back office. But if you want to know more about how your website works, both for the part that your customers see and the part that you see for training and all that, then you click on this and it'll tell you, I'll train you on how to get as much benefit from your website. And then as far as the compensation training, Chris does a phenomenal training. He does part one, which is more of a overall general view of our comp plan, and then the part two is more in depth. So here you go. You have a way to build your team with an opportunity presentation. You have a way to learn how to build the team correctly using relationship mapping. You learn how to learn everything you need to know about your website and how it works to help you make money. Right here. And then if you want to know more about the comp plan, there it is all right there. So I feel that if you just take these 5 videos and watch them, you're going to know as much about this business as anybody. And it's in a small enough package as far as time. So anybody could take over a period of a week, each evening, watching one of these could certainly be brought up to speed. So I hope this brings value to you. That's why I do it. I want to create value so you feel comfortable with building. Okay, that's that. Let me just look here. The next thing, I just want to bring out the fact that once you join some of our groups, you're going to see that Jody Levanouet, who's a associate of mine, works with me to constantly be putting up daily schedules, corporate listing corporate calls that might be coming up, any specials, any BOGO buy one get one frees that we have, anything that we have that's current is going to be, she's also posts that every day in the groups, so you're going to know about that too. So again, I hope you see what we're trying to do. We're trying to give you no excuses. We want you to succeed. The beauty of this business is if I give you all the tools to succeed, I don't have to worry about myself. If I help you guys win, I'm going to win by default. So again, this is what we do, trying to give you guys every opportunity for value and for ways to build. A couple little things about the meetings just to highlight real quick. I mentioned Chris Bailey does the Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time here. It'd be 2 o'clock in the US Eastern Standard Time, it'd be 9 p.m. in Kenya, and so forth for the rest of the world. He does this, you know, out of the goodness of his heart. I mean, he's building around the world, but he does these specific for Africa and for the African market in those time zones. And you know, it's so important. If we're going to have him continue to do these, you guys got to invite people. Okay. Sometimes he has 50, 60 people on a call. Sometimes he only has 2 or 3. And the thing is, he's doing this for you. So make him feel good about it. If he gets on a call, I've been on those calls where you're looking, there's 5 people on the call and you already know all 5 of them. You know, they've all seen the opportunity presentation. It's really hard to get fired up and get geared up to do a presentation when you know you're talking to people who've already heard it. So bring your guests, bring your people. You're never going to lose a friend out of this because we aren't hard sell. We are just giving a presentation and allowing people to choose for themselves whether or not this is the right opportunity for them. Okay, so please invite people. I've been in Chris's position, and it's much easier to do a presentation when you see there's new blood, and there's new people on there, and you can get fired up about explaining it to them. I mentioned the Super Saturdays. The Super Saturday is usually the first or second Saturday of the month. I believe this month is going to be the second Saturday. I haven't heard yet, but it's again, it's a great place to go for 90 minutes and learn a tremendous amount about this business and how we build. Last thing, international convention. Our international convention is going to be November 3rd through the 5th in Orlando, Florida. If you're thinking about attending and you haven't gotten and you're in a country that needs a visa, you certainly want to get that process going. Okay. In Kenya, I understand that they just changed the rules at the embassy so that hopefully more people are going to be able to get through. It was quite a backlog, and they've added people. So if you're in Kenya and you try to do it and we're struggling, try it again, because they've opened it up so there's more access. All right. Last thing on updated news before I get into the video. Only take a minute here, but for those who know that I traveled to Kenya, and I've been working with the owner of the company, Josh, and several of the people from the corporate on really getting things kicked off in Africa. We're about ready to explode throughout all of Africa through the doorway of Kenya. I've told you that we're going to get paid with, we're going to be able to pay you using M-Pesa and a few other different payment options, but we think M-Pesa is really going to be the key to get you, not only for you to pay for your products, but for you to get paid. I understand from what Josh posted just the day before yesterday, that is almost completely finished, and I wouldn't be surprised if he kicks that off at his meeting he's going to have here on this Thursday. Where our 3PL is moving along very, very quickly through Wells Fargo, and we believe we're going to be able to deliver products throughout all of Kenya and eventually through all of East Africa through Wells Fargo. And that, I think, is just a few days away. Registrations are, we're processing registrations as far as registering the products in several countries on some of our new products that haven't been registered before, and that's progressing. And we're also, because we have kind of a mix of inventory in Africa, especially in Kenya, that's some of it's moved well, some of it hasn't. I believe you're going to be hearing about an announcement for a BOGO sale here, buy one get one free, very, very soon. So those are kind of the things I just want to bring up to you to let you know that everything is progressing very, very well and very, very quickly. So I'm going to pull up the Nadlin video, and this video, as I pull it up, this video is Nadlin Lewis is an incredible trainer. And she's been very successful in network marketing. Right now, she's retired, but this is a video she made a few years back, so it's a little bit dated. But I have yet to find anybody else that explains it as well as she does. So I still use her all the time. For those who have watched this before, guys, I've watched this thing 3-4 dozen times, and I get something from it every time I watch it. So please, if you've seen it before, watch it again. It's got so much value to it. Now, it mentions a former company in passing. Don't let that bother you. This is a concept that works with all companies. And she mentions a different comp plan for a short moment. Don't worry about that either. Our comp plan is actually much better than the one she's talking about. And I'll address that real quickly when we get done. So here is the video. Please watch it very attentively. I think you're going to be very, very pleased that you watch this.
Okay, what we're going to focus on today are the following 6 topics. We're going to go through building strategy. We're going to go through your approach, your presentation, your follow-up, your close, and how to train and mentor. We're going to move very quickly, but this is recorded, so if you need to watch it again, you're going to be able to do that. Let's start with building strategy. I'm going to teach you a building strategy that was recently taught to me by a multi-millionaire friend of mine who has managed to do this business incredibly effectively. Now, what I call effective building is when someone can do it more than one time and show successfully, as well as replicate that process with other people and sustain it for the long term. This gentleman reached the equivalent of what we would have as a blue diamond in a 30-day period of time, replicated that with 4 of his frontline people, and then continued to replicate through that or through the organization, setting records that have never been beat since and had never been accomplished before that time. This gentleman has a tremendous amount of respect in my book, but he's also a great mentor for me. Anybody who can be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, over $400,000 a month in this kind of an industry, and do it successfully and have it be residual where they haven't worked for 5 years since they built that, they deserve some respect. As we sat, he sat and taught us all how he built his organizations and why it was that they were sustainable, why it was that once they were built, they stayed in place and continued to build, and why it was that with this strategy, you can overcome so many of the hurdles that many people find in this industry. And we are going to teach you exactly how to do that today. Once you have that picture in your mind and you understand how to do that, we're actually going to go through the exercise of doing it. And then we're going to move forward through these additional pieces and make sure that you know how to capitalize on really establishing a very strong Allure business. So let's start with building strategy. The way you're going to build and strategize is consider this to be you at the top of this circle. Now, what I'm going to put on here is I'm going to put a little A1 just for fun. Now, A1 is a designation that just reminds you we're talking about A players. Who in your mind is the single best person you can think of that you want to do this business with? They are entrepreneurs. They are driven. They are business owners. They are financially motivated. They are the kind of person who says, if I make a decision to do this, then get out of my way because that's exactly what I'm going to do. Who is that person for you? Now, you should be thinking of a name or 2 names, but think of the person that you can think of first. And I want you to write that name down on your own individual paper. You should have one, and it should look a lot like this form right here. You're going to write that name on it. Now, I'm going to do this exercise for you, and then you're going to do it yourself on your individual papers. So watch carefully. For me, that person is Gary, okay? So I'm going to write Gary's name down right here. And then I'm going to say, okay, Who do Gary and I both know together? Who's someone we both know that could be good at this? Well, you know what? We both know Shane. So I'm going to put Shane's name down here. Who's someone else we both know? Well, we both know Tammy. So we're going to put Tammy right here. Who is someone else we both know? We both know Ryan. So I'm going to put Ryan right here. Who is someone, and then what I want you to do is once you have about 3 names down, you're going to do a little evaluation. Out of Shane, Tammy, and Ryan, which one of those people has the greatest social influence? Meaning, if these guys know each other, which one of them bears the greatest ability to sway the opinion of the social group around them? Well, in this group, I would actually say that Shane does. So I think Shane's in the right place. But what about here between Tammy and Ryan? Well, actually, Ryan has a little bit more social sway than Tammy. So I'm going to switch the order. And I'm going to now say Gary, Shane, Ryan, and Tammy. Hey, who's another person that we both know? Well, we actually both know Jillian. Now, what about Jillian? Ooh, actually, Jillian's pretty good. A matter of fact, Jillian's a very successful woman, and a lot of people hold her in high regard. I would say actually that Jillian is a little higher than Ryan up here. So now I'm going to move Jillian there. I'm going to move Ryan here, and I'm going to move Tammy to here. So now I've got Gary, Shane, Jillian, Ryan, Tammy. Now this exercise can continue down as deep as you can go to the people that the 2 of you both know together. Now, this I like to call the Facebook principle. If you're sitting there and you can't think of somebody that you both know, open Facebook and look at the people that you both have as friends connected with you on Facebook, because that's what this is about. Who are you connected with? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to do the same thing, except for this is number 2. Who is another person you can think of that is a business owner? This is a person that is entrepreneurial driven. They are financially motivated. When they see opportunity, they grab for it with both hands and dive in with both feet. And you'd love to work with them because they are energetic and passionate and they love what they do. Okay, write that name down. For me, I'm going to go ahead and say for me that person is Chris. Chris is one of those kinds of people. Well, who is somebody that both Chris and I know? Well, Chris and I both know Nicholas. Okay, so I'm going to write down Nicholas. And Chris and I also both know Chloe. So I'm going to write down Chloe. And Chris and I also both know, who else do we both know? We both know Benjamin, actually. So let's write down Benjamin. Now, out of Nicholas, Chloe, and Benjamin, who has the greatest impact? Well, in this scenario, Ben does, and I would say then Chloe and then Nicholas. So let's say, for example, that was the way it worked out. Then you'd say, okay, who else do we both know? And you get the picture. You continue the exercise down and you fill in the next name and the next name until you can't think of any more, and it continues to go down in this motion. And then guess what? You got it. You're going to do it again for number 3. You're going to fill in that name. And then you're going to say, who do we both know? And you're going to fill in the name. And who else do we both know? Fill in the name. Who else do we both know? Fill in the name. Who else do we both know? Fill in the name. Now, in social influence, who has the greatest social influence? And so on. Now, I want you to do this 4 times. You are going to do this exercise 4 times. And I'm going to show you what makes this exercise so remarkably powerful is this. Number 1, you and the person that you're bringing in are now going to talk to people that you both know. And you've moved the social influencers to the top, so you're going to talk to them first. So what happens when both Gary and I go and we say, Shane, Gary and I want to talk to you about a business that we're doing? What happens when 2 of you approach someone that you both know, love, and respect? Now, what happens when you and Gary and Shane talk to Jillian? You say, Jillian, Gary and Shane and I have started a business. What happens when Jillian is in and you go to Ryan and you say, Ryan, we're getting the gang back together. Jillian, Shane, Gary, and I, and other people that you know, we're doing this business together. Do you know what happens is you create social influence on the people that are coming in here, because now they're becoming part of something that more and more people that they love and respect have already decided is a good, legitimate business model. You're adding credibility to the business model, and you're providing for people a sense of security that what they're about to engage in is a good thing. The other thing that you're doing is you're creating lines of social influence. You're creating a line of people that want to do business together. These are people who are friends and acquaintances. They know each other. When you're having a business meeting, they want to show up, not because they feel like they're sitting in a room full of strangers, but because they're sitting in a room full of friends. This gives you the opportunity to create lines where all of these people are socially connected. Here's the other thing that this strategy does. Now, this is incredibly important. And I will fully admit I've made this mistake in my own business and just have made this mistake up until very recently. But what do we do normally when we bring somebody into the business? We say, okay, you need to go get 4 people, okay? So here you are, and you're going to go get 4 people. Go. Yeah, see, that's the problem. You can't go because how much do you know right now? You know almost nothing. You're sitting there thinking, okay, go get 4 people. Go get 4 people. What does that even mean to you when you're brand new? If you've been to a meeting, you sat through an opportunity meeting, you saw the opportunity for yourself and you enrolled and you leave there and your instruction is go get 4 people. You have no idea what you're doing. Right? And even if your ignorance on fire and you're just excited and you go out and start talking to people and you do go get your 4 people, you go get 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to make some money, aren't you? And it's exciting. But how much money did those 4 people make? They didn't make anything because you were focused on getting your people. Now, what we do is we think, well, that's not my responsibility. They should be responsible for going and getting their 4. But why do you think it is that your business is moving so slowly? Why do you think that is that normally in network marketing, there's a lot of people that come in and never even get started in the business? It's because they come in and they're told, go get 4. And they feel like they need to know more information before they can start. They feel like they need to be trained before they can start. They feel like they need to have somebody teach them exactly what to say before they can start. But here is the beauty of this business model and this duplication style. You and me and Gary are going to call Shane together. And guess who's probably going to do the talking? You got it. I am. Why? Because I've been in the business a long time and I already know how to talk to people. And I can talk to Shane just as easily as Gary could because I know him. This is not a cold prospect. This is not someone who doesn't have respect for me. This is someone we already both know. And guess who's going to end up making the phone call to Jillian? You got it. I am, with Shane or with Gary and Shane sitting right next to me. And guess who's going to end up making the phone call to Ryan? I am, with Gary and Shane and Jillian on the line with me. Even if they're not talking, they're listening, because guess what happens now? I go ahead and I make these first 3 phone calls for Gary after he's watched me do this 3 times. What is he doing? He's learning how to do it himself. And guess what else? He has tremendous confidence because I didn't send him out there to let him screw up his first 7 contacts. I made his first 3 for him. I have already learned how to do this. I have already had success doing this. I can approach this with confidence. Never forget that 93% of communication is nonverbal. So we take our people out, and even if we give them a script, even if we teach them exactly what to say, 93% of that communication is nonverbal. So where's their confidence? If they don't know what they're doing and they feel that way, where is their confidence? It's certainly not going to come through in communication. But this building strategy allows us to change that. This building strategy allows us, this person that's already had success and already has confidence, to do the talking for these first 3. Now, this person has success, right? They have a team that's 3 deep for them. So guess what they get to do? They get to make the next phone call. And more importantly than that, they're going to do the same exact exercise and they're going to start their next line. And then they're going to do it again until they have 4 lines, just like you did. All right. Now you can see how that would work, but let me now talk about how you're going to push this to a whole different level. And it is this. Pay attention because this is important. Wealth and urgency are synonymous. Okay, wealth and urgency are synonymous. If you don't do this fast, if you don't build your business quickly, it's not going to build. And this is why. Let's say I go out there and I bring in Gary, and I'm feeling very good about myself. I've got the rah, I'm cheering. I took a snack break because I was so excited that I had success. Bam, got my one guy. I feel great. But how does Gary feel? He feels like he's brand new in a business that he doesn't know how to do, and he's not succeeding because nothing's happening. Okay, but what happens when I talk to Gary, and before Gary ever leaves the appointment, he and I have done this exercise together, and he and I have a map laid out of his 20 people that he not only knows, but knows well, that has relationships with these people. Here's what happens. Number one, we now have a plan. When I did this map, I have an exact plan, and I'm going to go talk to people, and we all know each other, and we all have relationships. And I sit there and I look at 20 people on a piece of paper, and all of a sudden seeing is believing, and believing makes it possible for me to go achieve that. I have these people in place. I know these people. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't say, go make me a list of 20 people. I asked for one name at a time and then allowed association, which, by the way, you can leverage Facebook as a tool to get. Once everybody has their map laid out of 20 people, they have a plan, they have a vision, and they know how to go accomplish it, and they know they're never accomplishing it alone. Incredibly, incredibly important. Now, when it comes to speed, no longer do I tell you to go get your 4 and have you waiting to figure out how to go talk to somebody. Before you left my office, we have your map down. And guess what we can do? Gary, let's call Shane. Let's call Shane really quickly before you leave today. Let's call him. Now, true story, when we were taught this exercise on a Wednesday afternoon. On a Wednesday afternoon in my own home, we were taught this. The gentleman who was teaching brought a brand new person to the front of the room, and he said, let's do this exercise. We did the exercise with him. He immediately texted his A1 person and said, hey, can you come over here? I want to show you what we're learning right now. This person showed up. We had a conversation with that person, presented the business, and by the time the presentation was over, the two of them made a phone call to the next person down. They invited them to come over and talk with them for a minute. That person came over. They talked to the person about the business, and by the time they were halfway through the conversation, they had already contacted this person and said, hey, the 3 of us are here. Can you come on over? We want to show you what we're doing together. They brought this person over, and what ended up happening, I'm not joking, is we went with this brand new person. We went 4 generations deep, 2 wide over here, and 2 more deep on this leg in 90 minutes. Okay, not 90 days. We didn't bring 7 people in an organization in 90 days. We brought 7 people in the organization in 90 minutes. Now, the gentleman that taught us this said, if you get together and you do a Power Saturday, for example, and you say, I'm going to sit here from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and I am going to drive the lines as far as I can drive them today, do you know what can happen? This gentleman went 6 wide and 13 deep in a day. Okay, 6 legs wide, 13 deep on each leg minimum in one day. How did they do it? Hey, let's call that person. Hey, while we're talking on the phone, let's call that person. Hey, now come over here. Let's work together today and call these 3 people. All right. Now, in sales, there's certain tactics that we use, and one of them is fear of loss, right? Well, what happens when you show up and you're Gary and you see my chart and you realize I'm going to call Shane, Jillian, Ryan, and Tammy? Those are all people you know. And you know that I'm going to call them with or without you. A little bit of fear of loss, because you now know this is the place for you to be. Now, one more thing on this point really quickly that I want to make, and then I'm going to show you how we capitalize on this when it comes to volume, okay? When you're working with these people, something that's really important to keep in mind is that I can go very quickly with these people because of the relationships that I have, but I can also, I can go as deep as possible and Every single person. Now, Gary has a paycheck, Shane has a paycheck, Jillian has a paycheck, Ryan has a paycheck, because we are putting people down the line. Don't be so caught up in feeling like you need to capture everybody on your front level and enroll everybody yourself. In this compensation plan, you can maximize the entire compensation plan with 10 frontline people, 10 total. If you did this exercise with 4, what happens once you've been driving those lines deep? Go do it again. Go do a 5th line, then go do a 6th line, then go do a 7th line. But this much I can tell you, if you are doing this correctly, you will be so busy driving these first couple of lines, you're not going to have time to go do your 3rd line right away until these are established. Now, this is what's happened for me. We have now been doing this for 1 week. 1 week we've been doing this since last Thursday, okay? We have brought in that 1 week period of time 47 new people onto our team. No, actually, no, we added 5 last night. So we have brought in 52 new people in a 1 week period of time doing this methodology. I have talked to a minimum of 5 to 6 new people a day, and they're not my personals. I'm having conversations with my personals, and we're branching out and driving their lines deep. And now guess what happened? Yesterday, I was booked solid talking to people. And guess what happened? No big deal, because they called this person and this person. They called this person and this person. Those people did the calls, and we had 5 signups yesterday, and I only talked to 1 of those people. Because now these people are becoming competent and confident that they can present the information in a powerful way that resonates. Okay. So this is a building strategy that is on fire. I've never seen anything work this well. I understand why it works this well. I don't know why it took so long for the rest of us to catch on, but now that he has taught us how fast someone can build an organization and how strong it can be, because as you're driving depth in these legs, you're driving stability and creating paychecks for every person along the way, and then you go wide. It's a really, really awesome building strategy, but I want to show you what it means to you in terms of income. Now, you just saw we have like 20 squares, and all of you have your piece of paper. So you should see there's about 20 squares on your piece of paper. Now, when you do this exercise, which we'll give you time to do in a bit, you're going to notice that it is incredibly easy and quick for you to put down 20 names on a piece of paper. And you find those first one, and then you just think, who do we know together? Who do we both know? Boom, 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 boom. That's my next one. Who do we both know? Boom, 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 boom. I have done this exercise now with 40 plus people, 5 minutes tops, and we have a map of 20 names. And it started with 1 name every single time. And sometimes we did have to pull out our phones and pull up the Facebook app and look at the relationships, and that's fine. But this is the power of that. You have 20 people, okay? 20 people. What happens when you do that exact exercise with those 20 people? You have those 20 people now have 20. Do you know how big your team is? 400. When those people are on a 100 PV auto ship, you have 40,000 in team volume. That's twice the amount that you need to be a Sapphire in this company. That's twice the amount you need to be driving a new Audi. That's twice the amount you need to be earning that $10,000 bonus at the Sapphire level and making the kind of income that has replaced my income, go full out, guts out income. Okay? But let's talk about what happens as we go through this. As you talk to your 20 people, not everybody is going to want to do the business. That's fine. Replace them with somebody who does. But when you replace them, I want to show you, this is really important. As you're talking to them, use these words. A B is a business owner, okay? An S is a salesperson, and a C is a customer. Every person that you come across fits into one of these categories. They either have an entrepreneurial mindset and they get the business and they want to do it, or they think, I could sell that product, but they're not necessarily interested in building a team, or they're just a customer who wouldn't want the benefits of this product. So when I talk to them, I never cross anybody off my list. I acquire my business builders, and then I move forward from there and continue to find people the two of us know and drive, as you notice the arrow going deep. I drive deep this direction and find more business owners, but I maintain notes so that I know who I have in the system as customers and salespeople. Wealth and urgency are synonymous. If I go out there and I build 4 across in 1 week's time, or say a month, I go get 4 in a month and I feel pretty good about that, right? I went and got 4 people in a month. You got a paycheck, but those 4 people made nothing. If that's what you were focused on and that's what you did, you got a paycheck and your 4 people made nothing. Now, how long are you going to stay in a business where you made nothing? Now, the mindset might be, well, it's their job. They got to go get 4. You can maintain that mindset and you will also maintain the current pace of your build and the current fallout of your distributor base. And you can stay at the industry averages. But if you want to raise your game, then don't just be thinking, I need to go get 4. Be thinking, I'm going to find 4. I'm going to drive lines deep in that 4 because people on my team are going to make money. Because this is going to be fun, guys. And to have fun requires 3 things. You got to be coachable and you got to be learning new things. You got to be making money. And number 3, your team has to be making money. It is not fun when the people you bring into the business aren't making money. So this is about building in a team strategy that makes everybody money, drives lines, and gives people a reason to stay, gives people a reason to work, gives people a reason to get excited. And that is where your urgency comes in. That is where you start to move the lines very, very quickly. And when people see the numbers coming in around them quickly, they move quickly. And when that happens, your organization moves quickly. And all of a sudden, you have big paychecks emerging quickly. Wealth is synonymous with urgency. All right, now every single one of you received one of these forms. I want you to go through this exercise. I want you to put your name at the top. I already did that for you with the you, but you are going to put your top 4 people. You're going to think, who do I know? Who do the both of us know together? Fill it in. Rank it according to social influence. That is going to be important. Now, we're not going to stop the video here and give you time to do that, but you understand your exercise. And I'm sure that you can take your time as soon as you're done watching this, or you can push pause if you're watching this on your own and at a later time as a repeat and do that exercise. Okay. So building strategy, we all got that, right? Awesome. Okay. Approach. How do I approach people? If I'm going to have this and I'm going to need to make phone calls and talk to people, how do I do that? Well, there's a few approaches that you can use out there, but this one is my particular favorite, okay? I just learned this building method from a multi-millionaire, which means you also just learned the building method of a multi-millionaire. So if you were talking to somebody, this is what you might say. You might say, I just spent the last several hours learning how multimillionaires make their money. I have a plan. I know exactly how to do it, and I'm about to do it, and I want to take you with me. When can we meet? Now, a few parts of that are important. Number 1, if you're talking to the right person, if you're talking to a business-minded, entrepreneurial, financially driven and motivated person, do they want to know how multimillionaires make their money? Yes, they do. If you're talking to that person and you say, when can we meet? Notice how I didn't say, can we meet? Notice how I didn't say, would you like to meet? I said, when can we meet? Because I am going to assume the sale. I am going to employ something called TNT. Take control and tell them what to do, okay? TNT, assume the sale. I just spent the last several hours learning how multimillionaires make their millions. Unbelievable. I have been enlightened. I have a plan. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I want you to come do it with me. When can we meet? Now, remember, what did I do? I just outlined for them. I told them where I'm going. I'm going to go make millions. I have a plan, and I know exactly what I'm doing. I told them why I'm talking to them. I want you to come do it with me. They know why I'm talking to them. And then what I do, I made sure to assume the close. When can we meet? When can we meet? All right. Now, once I've done that, I can then set up an appointment for them. Now, one of a couple responses is going to come out. Okay. They are either going to, number 1, they're going to give you a date and time, or they're going to say, why make me wait? Let's talk now. I've had that one too. They're going to schedule an appointment with you. Done. Take it. Schedule that appointment. make that phone call or go face to face, sit down and meet with them and have that meeting. Okay. That's the first response you might get. The second response is, good for you. I'm happy for, I'm really excited for you, but I'm not interested, or that's not for me, or I don't have time. Guess what? You now know. You now know you're not talking to the right person. This is not an entrepreneur. This is not a business-minded person. This is a person who is not in that frame of mind. But you know what the brilliant part about that is? That is no problem, because we're looking for three types of people, remember? We're looking for the business owners, but we're also looking for salespeople, and we're also looking for customers. Okay? So here's what you didn't do. You didn't tell them anything about your product yet. Okay? You just told them that you're going to go do something. So what you open the door up for yourself to do is, in a couple weeks later, you can call them back and say, hey, remember how I was doing that work, how I told you I was going to do that business? I've found the product that I'm working with, and you have to try it. Now, guess what they already know? They already know you're doing business for yourself. They know that you're selling a product, not offering them to share a product. You're not offering to give them a product, because you told them you're building a business, and now you just said, I found the product that I'm going to do it with. You have to try it. Now you're offering the opportunity to try your product, and they can become a customer, and you didn't burn any bridges because you didn't get into too much information that they weren't interested in the time, and ruin your chance to talk to them about being a customer. So you've just established yourself as the opportunity to now pre-select them. They select who they are before you ever continue the conversation, and those are your responses. So if they give you a date and time, they're a good potential business owner. You want to give them the presentation. If they're good for you, but that's not for me, they just identified themselves as a customer, treat them that way. Let them know, hey, no big deal. Absolutely no big deal. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do this. I'm excited about it. And I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. And a couple weeks later, call them up and tell them, hey, you remember that business that I was starting? I just found the product I'm going to do this with, and you've got to try it. And now you have a customer approach. So those are the two things. And that is how you do the approach.
Okay. Those, to me, that is the most valuable video in all of network marketing. If your mind isn't racing right now, or if your heart isn't beating inside your chest so you can feel it, then you didn't get it. But for most people that watch this video that are truly entrepreneurial, she just gave you the complete plan on how to build this business, and build it for success, and build it for longevity, and build it with people you want to build it with. I mean, to me, this is the greatest video I've ever seen in network marketing. It's, this is definitely a proven way to make yourself financially free. She talked in her comp plan, when she was talking about the comp plan and the company she was referring to, she talked about the fact that they needed 10 lines wide to build, to maximize the compensation plan. Well, in My Daily Choice, you can become a super affiliate with 3 leaders. You can become a master affiliate with 5. Okay. You can go to the very top of this company by finding 5 people doing exactly what she just described, and spending the rest of your career making them millionaires. And while you're making them wealthy, you make yourself wealthy by default. What an incredible concept. Can you imagine if you were one of those people, and you knew that, say one of my downlines that I'm working with, one of my leaders, knowing full well that I am spending the rest of my life helping them become wealthy, because I know it'll help me become even more successful. Think about the feeling that you get. Wow, not only am I building something that's going to change the lives of my children and my grandchildren, but my upline, my sponsor, the person that got me into this business, is spending the rest of his life helping me do that. I mean, that's totally different from a normal business mode, where if you're working for a corporation and you're a manager and you hire somebody that's right out of college who's going to be a fantastic employee that you can see knows more about the business than you do, has all the energy that you might lack. And whenever your boss comes around, what do you do with that guy? You hide him, because you don't want your boss to see a guy who potentially take your place in the organization. But in this type of business, if you find people that are better at this business than you are and succeed even beyond your wildest imagination, you embrace that, you celebrate that, because they are helping you succeed. Okay. So again, this business, the simple fact that you can spend the rest of your life helping 3 to 5 leaders on your team succeed, and you'll automatically succeed too, is the greatest concept in the world. And she just gave you the tools on how to do that. We've used up our hour, and I want to thank you all for coming on here. I saw some new faces. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you'll return and join us next week, or I hope you'll get on dalefranklin.net and go over some of the videos that have already gone on there, so you'll have more information that can help you. I have no axe to grind here. I have no, as I've told people before, and I say this with all humility, I am already financially successful enough so I don't have to work another day in my life. This is my way of giving back. Okay. I love every single one of you. I want every single one of you to succeed. I have no ulterior motive other than the fact that I know that if I help you, I'm going to feel good about that. And maybe I'll leave 1 more or 2 more people on the earth when my time is over, that will remember the fact that I helped change their lives. So if I'm greedy at this, I am trying to create I'm trying to create a legacy for myself by helping others succeed. So remember that. Remember that this again. I want to help you succeed. You guys have a great week. I hope to see you all again next week. Let's keep building this group as big as we can. As soon as we get this to 200 people, I made a commitment with the owner of our company. He'll come on and give a presentation with me. So that's a goal I have. But have a great week. We'll see you next week. And remember, I have nothing but my wishes are nothing but to see every one of you have a wonderful life and change your financial future. Have a great week.